For us to have a healthy relationship, we must be honest. We must acknowledge things that are painful. Some of what I will share will be hurtful, not out of malice, but because the truth sometimes hurts. I can't control how you process this, but I need you to know it. I need to have the courage to say it. Everything I'm sharing is intended to help us move forward. I'm being honest with you because I love you. I'd rather you know what's real than have to guess. I ask you to receive this with that intention in mind. It was the summer of 2001 and I was 14 when you married Larry. Do you remember asking me if I thought it was a good idea to marry him? I was the honest person you raised me to be and said, no, I don't want you to marry him. I couldn't explain it fully then, but I knew in my heart he wasn't a good person. With previous partners of yours, I'd felt loved and safe. I trusted them to guide me into manhood, but I couldn't trust Larry. He didn't love or care for me, and he's the man you chose. You forced me to live in his house despite my objections, and I knew something bad would happen. I just didn't know what. Years later, that feeling proved true. Larry was the source of deep trauma for me. Our family saw his negative impact. They watched as you chose him over your own son again and again. A son who only wanted you to be with someone who treated us both well. Instead, you picked the one person I couldn't trust. And because of that choice, our relationship is irreparably damaged. I didn't come out. I was forced out. Larry found male adult pictures hidden under my mattress, items he had to go out of his way to find. I was a good student, worked after-school jobs, and wasn't causing trouble. Why he felt the need to search through my things still doesn't make sense to me. What you never knew is that just months earlier, Larry had found a straight adult video in my belongings and celebrated me for it. He let me keep it and even expressed to me that he liked the female actress, but when he found evidence of a same-sex attraction, he took the pictures away and suddenly needed to tell you about them. This jarring invasion of privacy turned into a living nightmare once he outed me to you. Instead of trying to understand, you chose to shame me. You grounded me for being queer. You said the punishment wasn't because I was queer, it was because I was too young to be watching adult films. But the timing and your reaction made your true feelings clear. At 15, you taught me to be ashamed of myself. You taught me to hide who I was. To make matters worse, you then outed me to the rest of the family, subjecting me to further ridicule and trauma. You told them as I was still trying to work out things for myself. You often called me secretive, but what you forget is that the first time I was truly vulnerable with you, you punished me and outed me. At 15, you taught me not to trust people. You taught me to fear the consequences of being honest about who I am. The woman I thought would protect me became the one who hurt me most. The physical abuse you inflicted on me since grade school paled in comparison to the emotional damage of that time. After that night, things only got worse. Each time you told someone else, each time you cornered me into uncomfortable conversations, you never asked how you could support me. You were never curious about what I was experiencing. Each action you took only deepened my pain. I wasn't initially scared to come out to you. While I knew the world would treat me differently because of my queerness, I thought I was lucky to have a mother like you. I believed you were intelligent and compassionate. I thought you would listen without judgment. That illusion shattered when you became my first persecutor. I carry that wound with me still. Watching TV can be hard. So many shows now explore our generation's childhood traumas, particularly around parents. I know I'm not alone in what I experience, but the grief still lingers. I cry when I see fictional parents who try, who grow, who care. And I wonder, why can't I have that? Why am I not enough? Why am I not worthy? As a single mother, you worked hard, and I am deeply grateful for your sacrifices. But my accomplishments happened without you. When I won awards or was honored, you were rarely there, just like you weren't there to help me win those accolades. I achieved so much hoping that one day it would be enough for you to show up. And yet, you never missed the opportunity to show me off as your trophy son whose success you were integral to. But that wasn't the truth. I realize now, honesty was always missing from our relationship. We've never had a fully honest conversation, especially not about what you did or about how it affected me. We glossed over the many ways you've hurt me, so many ways that this letter can't even begin to account for. But I've come to see that waiting for that kind of conversation is a fantasy. Life isn't a movie. You're not the parent who turns things around. And I must accept that. That leaves me with a choice. Continue this dishonest, painful relationship or let go. I'm working on letting go of my anger. I'm trying not to stay shut down. But that healing can't happen while you're still in my life. I would rather be a lonely son than a son who continues to expose himself to emotional harm. So I choose to say goodbye. You raised me to be strong and independent. I know now that I get to choose what's best for me. I choose to have relationships with people built on love, mutual respect, and trust. Relationships where people are genuinely invested in one another, where they make amends, where they show up. That is not the relationship I've had with you. Since I was young, our dynamic has always been one-sided. I existed to meet your needs, to make you look good. My own needs were burdens. You centered yourself as a victim of circumstance instead of being curious about how your actions affected me or others. You don't take accountability. That isn't a relationship I want. I don't say this with hate. I say it with clarity. Our relationship is harmful to me. I hope you find happiness. I will seek my own. Be happy with your husband. Be happy with your choices. Own them. And please stop hoping for reconciliation. My healing lies in protecting the little boy inside me. He deserves to be loved, to be safe, and to feel proud of who he is. I will take him far away from this pain and give him the love he was denied. I can't heal while continuing a relationship with the person that inflicted the trauma. So I'm letting go. Let's both stop clinging to childish dreams of what could have been. Let's accept what is. Goodbye, Mother.